All right, Brock Bowers, Ryan, left today's game against Vanderbilt after 4 catches and 2 carries. He was a big deal. Georgia's best player, one of the best players in college football. Don't think he's going to be out very long, but if he does miss the Florida game and has to miss an extended period of time, how far can Georgia go without Brock Bowers?
Look, he is their best player. He's the best player in college football by far. The best non-quarterback in college football. If you think quarterbacks are just more valuable, but he's up there. And look, without him, their offense is going to take a hit. I don't think that today, or the game against Vanderbilt is a great indication of what Georgia's offense is, but it's clear it's different without him. He's a threat to score every time he touches the ball. Not all football players are like that, and he's one of those guys where every time he has it, you got to be paying attention because he's either going to truck you or juke you or stiff arm or something. It's unfortunate for them that he got hurt today. I don't think it's going to be anything super serious. Ankle sprain. I mean, that varies from sprain to sprain, but it takes a hit. It takes a hit. I don't think it should be understated. It takes a hit.
Yeah, they probably lose to Auburn without Brock Bowers. Maybe that's a hot take. I think you can make that case, though.
I think they do lose to Auburn this year if they didn't have Brock Bowers.
They're going to need him to score points against Missouri, who can score points on this Georgia defense. Ole Miss, at their best offensively, can score against this Georgia defense. At some point, they're going to need Brock Bowers to possibly have another Auburn, Kentucky type of game. They should be able to win the East without Brock Bowers. Could they win an SEC championship? It's possible. But like you said, without one of the best players in football, it's a lot tougher to do it. And I think Ladd McConkey is back 100%. You need him back 100% if Brock Bowers is.
That was actually tough. You know what? Just talking about Ladd McConkey because of how much he definitely matters for this offense. That was obvious during the Auburn game, how clutch he was on the 3 third-down conversions, I believe, for a first down. So Kirby was talking about Ladd McConkey a little bit today, saying that it truly is day-to-day with him. Like, he tightened up during halftime today. He's not practicing normal. They're not sure how to handle him with practicing. So this is not a super healthy Georgia team. We saw Kevin Milton get banged up again today too. So Bowers' health matters a lot because he is the premier offensive weapon in college football. And he gets a lot of their touchdowns and he gets a lot of their chunk plays. I wonder if we looked at a chart of Georgia's explosive plays this year, how many of them had Brock Bowers' name on it, because I'm sure it's most of them.
Is it easier to replace Brock Bowers or Carson Beck? Is it easier to play with Brock Vandagriff or Oscar Delp running all those routes and taking on more of a role?
That's a good question. I think it's easier.
Thank you.
I think just because they feel good about Beck, they feel good about Carson Beck. That changes everything when the quarterback changes. And it would be a very different offense with Brock Vandagriff in there because of how much he uses his legs as well. So
Carson tried today. He tried to put on a little Brock Vandagriff show. He scrambled for 2, maybe 3
He continues to show off some athleticism here and there.
Yeah.
He can land a hit.
He can land a hit. Oh my goodness. That guy, did that guy leave the game?
That guy was on
Carson
the ground.
took him out?
That guy was on the ground. Ooh. He just went over there and lowered the shoulder on him. Obviously, it was off a pick. It was a good play by the defensive player.
You know what, high take? That throw was so bad.
Was it that bad?
I kind of think Carson threw it on purpose to go out and hit someone. That's what it looked like. That throw was so bad. I don't know how it happened. And miscommunication or whether the ball he didn't get enough on. I don't know. But he was rearing up to make that tackle and that big hit, and he delivered one.
I guess he missed hitting people from back when he was a kid. I'm sure that's the last time he was tackling people was when he was a little kid. I think Bowers, as crazy as it is to say this, probably a little easier to replace just because they do have other talented tight ends. None of them are him.
Yeah.
None of them are him.
Lawson Lucky came in before Pierce Sperlin did. The staff really likes Lawson Lucky. And next year,
I think part of that has to do with the run blocking.
Yeah,
as well,
100%.
100%, he's going to be the guy that they bring in as the reserve run blocker.
But even next year, with those 3 and the 2 they have coming in that are currently committed, it's still going to be a good tight end group. But we'll see. I guess it's all going to come down to rehab and if he's a bit able to practice. But I expect Brock Bowers to be out there for Florida. We're not trying to make this video assuming he's going to miss that game or others. It's just something that we came to mind. You know, if something were to happen to Brock Bowers, can this team still win a national championship? It's going to be a lot tougher.
I don't want to say no just because they're still a really, really good team, but I don't just go yes.
Yeah.
If they don't have Brock Bowers, I'm not saying yes, Georgia's winning the national championship.
I think their chances get cut 50% at least.
That's a lot, but I think I agree with you. I mean, he matters that much for them. I mean, and look, you can look at some of the other games. He didn't, have a touchdown against who did they play last week? I just blanked on who they played. Kentucky didn't have it again until the end of the third quarter.
Okay.
Until the end of the third quarter. So it's not like they needed him, but you just go through and look. A lot of their big chunk plays, they get them down into the red zone. They get them down to the scoring distance. He was the one that caught that and then brought them down in there. And they can use him in so many different. They got him 2 carries early on.
I was just gonna say, whether it's the screen game, the short passing game, the vertical game, his ability to stretch the field but also take a short pass and take it the difference. His ability to pick up yards after the catch is phenomenal. But we've seen him sky for balls and just kind of Randy Moss dudes at times too. He does everything well, and he is a very, very special player. So luckily they've got 2 weeks to try to get him back for the Gators. But he makes everything easier for everyone else too. When the defense keys on Brock Bowers, that means Dom Lovett is in a one-on-one scenario. Marcus Rosemy, Jack Saint, Ra Thomas, those other pass catchers. And I'm telling you right now, Daijun Edwards loves running behind Brock Bowers and his block. They do a lot of, running on the perimeter, behind Brock. I mean, he's a very physical guy too. So we talked about it for a long time, Ryan. He might be pound for pound the best player in college football. And he got dinged up today. I'm not going to say he got hurt. A little dinged up.
Look, because I was looking at it through the Zoom lens, so I got to kind of see it a little bit up close. He seemed fine to me. Like, the ankle sprain sucked, but when he got up,
he punched the ground.
And he started walking. Yeah,
he looked angry from my point of view.
That's frustrating, man. That's frustrating when you're balling out like that, or just all injuries are frustrating. But when he got up and started walking off the field, as like those 20 yards or however ish it was between that and getting to kind of where I lost him in the crowd, he was walking better and better as that got on. So it was quickly that he kind of got rid of that limp, but they need to be careful of that. What they don't need to do is rush Brock Bowers back.
Yeah.
I think it's very important that they're careful with this, and he's not just going out there and playing at 80% and possibly making something worse, but there's no good time to get hurt, but if there was one for him,
it's before the bye week.
Before the bye week, yeah.
Brock will never say this, and Kirby will never say this, but the fans want him to play as much as possible because this is his last year, but everyone wants him to get to that 1,000-yard mark. And I think deep down, Brock does too. I think that's an internal, individual goal that he would like to set. He'll never say, I've got my eye on it. I've got this many yards left or this or this.
They just don't say that at Georgia.
They don't say it at Georgia. But I'm sure he would love to, and deep down, I think Kirby Smart would love to tell recruits, hey, we can get a tight end over 1,000 yards, Mr. 5-star receiver. You don't think you can catch passes here and pick up yards? If you're talented enough, you can, because this kid is special, ultra talented, and on this track that he had, it looked like he would go over that 1,000 yards, and he still could, especially if he plays against Florida. But that's something I know a lot of fans want to see, and I think at the end of the day, he's such a special talent. You want to see him out there as much as possible. But like you said, you can't rush him out there, even though the Gators are the next opponent.
I like the way you put it. Just you want to watch him play football. Whether you're a Georgia fan or not.
It's
I've
fun.
had several non-Georgia fans tell me I love watching Brock Bowers play football because he's an alien.
He's Superman, Captain America, whatever you want to call him. The guy's a freak. And I think whatever is going on, whether it's a high ankle sprain or just a normal one, I'm not a doctor yet. I don't know exactly what he's going through.
Yep.
But I expect Brock Bowers to come back and heal up as fast as anyone out there because the guy is just a robot. If
there's someone to do that, it would be him. I don't know how much. I still think that Georgia can score a lot of points, even if he's not out there. You look at a day like today with Vanderbilt, I do not remember Marcus Rosemy-Jackson or Ra Thomas getting a catch.
Today?
Did either of them have a catch?
I thought Ra may have had a couple on those quick little wide receiver. Here you go, take off behind. The perimeter blocking I thought was fantastic today.
Well, those receivers buy into that, man.
100%.
They buy into that, especially Marcus Rosemy-Jackson.
You don't play if you don't block.
No.
And they were out there blocking today.
But they've got plenty of guys that they can get the football to. Just none of them are Brock Bowers. But their offense takes a hit with it, and it's important that this Georgia defense is not. Look, they're just not what they were the last 2 years. They're letting people score a little bit more. So Georgia being able to put up a lot of points matters a lot easier with Brock Bowers.
I think you're right. I think they could win a national title without him. I think they're going to have him, but it would be a lot more difficult because he's so good. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hey, sign up to the newsletter. Link is down below. Might be the best thing you ever do, honestly, to sign up to that free newsletter. Thanks for watching.